Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The DTC P0339 refers to an intermittent interruption in the crankshaft position CKP sensor circuit in the Honda Accord models from 2012 to 2017. The CKP sensor plays a crucial role by generating an electrical signal corresponding to the position of the crankshaft, which is essential for the engine control module, ECM, to determine ignition timing and fuel delivery. It is typically located near the crankshaft, often mounted to the engine block or timing cover. An interruption in this signal can disrupt the entire ignition system, leading to performance issues. The PGM-FI, Programmed Fuel Injection System, is responsible for managing the fuel injection and ignition processes, making the CKP sensor integral to its function. Understanding the implications of DTC P0339 and diagnosing it accurately is crucial for ensuring optimal engine performance. Preventive maintenance can significantly reduce the likelihood of encountering DTC P0339 in the future. Regular system checks ensure that any potential issues with the CKP sensor or its associated circuit are identified before they lead to trouble. Periodically inspecting the connections related to the CKP sensor and the powertrain control module, PCM, can reveal any signs of wear, corrosion, or loose terminals that may develop over time. Moreover, maintaining cleanliness around the CKP sensor area and ensuring that any debris is removed can prevent damage to the sensor itself or its components. By implementing these proactive measures, vehicle performance is maintained, and the risk of sensor circuit interruptions is minimized. In conclusion, understanding DTC P0339 is crucial for maintaining optimal performance in Honda Accords from 2012 to 2017. The role of the CKP sensor is foundational for the engine control module's management of ignition and fuel delivery. The intermittent interruption in the CKP sensor circuit can lead to various symptoms like misfires, poor acceleration, and starting difficulties. By following a structured troubleshooting protocol, including verifying connections and examining for physical damage, mechanics can effectively diagnose and resolve the underlying issues. Regular preventive maintenance also plays an essential role in minimizing the potential for recurrence and keeping the vehicle running smoothly. Keeping these key points in mind will equip owners and mechanics with the knowledge to address the challenges associated with DTC P0339 effectively. The DTC P0339 indicates the occurrence of an intermittent interruption in the circuit associated with the crankshaft position CKP sensor. This sensor directly affects the engine performance by providing critical information about the crankshaft's position, which helps the engine control module, ECM, manage ignition timing accurately. The CKP sensor is typically located at the engine block or adjacent to the crankshaft, ensuring it can capture the crankshaft's rotational position accurately. This component is fundamental not only for starting the vehicle, but also for its smooth operation. If the CKP sensor fails, it may lead to excessive fuel consumption, poor engine performance, or even a no-start condition. Hence, recognizing the symptoms and potential failures associated with this DTC is essential for effective troubleshooting. Several possible causes may lead to the appearance of DTC P0339. The most common reason is a malfunction in the CKP sensor itself, which might be due to physical damage or internal failure. Another significant cause is poor electrical connections in the CKP sensor circuit, which can happen from corrosion, wear, or improper installation. Loose terminals at connection points can also affect the sensor's performance by causing intermittent connectivity, These issues may lead to incorrect signals being sent to the engine control module, ECM, disrupting normal operation. By closely inspecting these components, one can often identify the reason behind the DTC code and take appropriate corrective measures. Common symptoms associated with DTC P0339 manifest as engine misfires, reduced acceleration, and difficulties in starting the engine. When the CKP sensor fails or provides sporadic signals, the engine control module, ECM, may struggle with determining the correct ignition timing, leading to misfires. Furthermore, the vehicle may exhibit feelings of sluggishness during acceleration due to improper air-fuel mixture, resulting from incorrect sensor readings. In more severe cases, a no-start condition may arise, leaving the driver frustrated and stranded. Recognizing these symptoms can help diagnose the underlying issue early on, allowing for timely interventions to resolve the problem. In the first step of troubleshooting, DTC P0339, you begin by turning the ignition switch to the on position, commonly referred to as Mode 2, or by pressing the engine start-stop button. The next crucial action involves clearing the DTC using the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS. This clearing ensures any previously stored code does not interfere with new diagnostics. Following this, it is essential to start the engine and allow it to idle for approximately 10 seconds. During this period, you can monitor the OBD, onboard diagnostic status, for any indications of DTC P0339 reoccurring on the HDS. If the status indicates a failure, it signals that the issue persists, prompting further investigation and testing. The second step involves a test drive of the vehicle to gather more data related to DTC P0339. During this test drive, focus on maintaining parameters around engine speed and vehicle speed, as these are critical for capturing potential fault conditions. After several minutes of driving, it is necessary to monitor the OBD status for DTC P0339 using the HDS. If the HDS indicates a failed status, it confirms that the failure has been replicated and further steps are essential. Conversely, if the status shows that the issue has passed temporarily, in this step, you will check the condition of the connectors and terminals related to the CKP sensor circuit for any issues. Inspect for poor connections or loose terminals, both at the CKP sensor and the powertrain control module, PCM. Such issues can frequently lead to intermittent disruptions in the signal sent from the CKP sensor, contributing to the DTC P0339. It is also necessary to examine the ground connections, including engine ground and body ground, as poor grounding can create circuit issues. If all connections and terminals are in proper condition, it leads to the next step. If issues are identified, corrective actions must be taken to repair or secure the connections before proceeding. In the fourth step, you will need to remove the CKP sensor to examine the CKP pulse plate for any signs of damage. The pulse plate is used to generate the signal that the CKP sensor reads, and damage to this plate can directly affect the sensor's functionality and lead to the intermittent interruption indicated by DTC P0339. If the pulse plate is found to be damaged, replacement of the pulse plate is necessary. In the event the pulse plate is intact, the next step is to replace the CKP sensor itself, as it could be failing and not delivering the proper signal. Once repairs or replacements have been completed, move on to verifying those repairs to ensure the issue has been resolved. Now that repairs have been made, it's time for final repair verification concerning DTC P0339. Start by turning the ignition switch to the lock position or off mode by using the engine start-stop button. After ensuring all connectors have been properly reconnected to both the CKP sensor and the PCM, You'll move on to reset the Powertrain Control Module, PCM, utilizing the HDS. This reset allows the PCM to clear any previous fault codes and relearn operational parameters relevant to the new components installed. Once reset, you will need to perform both the CKP pattern clear procedure and the idle learn procedure to prepare the system accurately for operation. Follow this with a CKP pattern learn procedure, which enables the PCM to gather correct data from the CKP sensor installed. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.